Hello, welcome. I'm Brandon. I am the founder and lead designer of Serenity Design, and today we're going to be working with Photoshop. And it's just a really quick tutorial about how to use and basically distort text and shapes. So today we're going to be working with text. So just how to distort it, create some cool looks with it, and go from there. So I've just opened up a blank project called test. So all I did was to go to File, New, and then select it from here, or you can go from the front page and click Create New. But I'm not going to do that again, so I've got a project already. So where you go first is to the pane over here. So this is where all your tools are going to be. And the first one is pretty self-explanatory, and that's the text tool. So I'm going to click it here. For some reason my text comes up really small at first. It wouldn't normally do that. But so here you are. It might come up with a different font. It depends what font you've got set. I've got Bebas New as a font here. So I can change this text to something. So we could make a campaign for notebooks. You can write whatever you want. You can write your name, you can write whatever you're working on, just a title of anything will do. It doesn't really matter what's on the page. To change the font, you go over to the character, so there's basically the other side, and this is where all the editing tools are. So this is where the tools are to actually select the tool, and then this is where the different tools properties are. So all the text properties are here. If you go on to move, all the move properties will be there, or not move. So yeah, so this is where all the properties are in the properties tab. Libraries is a bit different. We'll go on to libraries in another tutorial, but basically that's where all of your swatches are. So colors, your pictures, your patterns, stuff like that. But we'll go into that in another time. So here I can change the text to whatever I want it to be, so I can make the font different. I may make it different and put it to, oh, it's hard to choose. I might go with Couture. Yeah, this is my favorite font at the moment for some reason. So now we've done the text, we've got everything we need. So what we do now is, on a Mac you go to the top bar here, but on a Windows computer it will just be the edit file as well, so it's not any different. So you go to edit, and then you go down the page to transform. So transform, we have lots of different things. So with text you can't distort or perspective, you can only do that with pictures. Same with these, but you can do everything else with those, with these. So text, we can do scaling, we can rotate it, we can skew it, and we can warp it. So for this one we're going to warp it, but I'll show you all the others as well. Actually no, I'll show you them now. So scale is basically to make it bigger and smaller, not too difficult there. We will go back to transform. Rotate is to rotate. it's not rocket science there. Skew is basically to change it like this, so you can make it go diagonally like this, or sideways like that. So really it's completely up to you. But the one I'm going to do for this one is warp. This is my favorite. So here it didn't change because we haven't done it yet. So once you click it, we have this up here. So this is the third pane. It could be quite confusing when you first look at it, but when you start using it, you get the hang of it. So this top pane is where we'll be editing all the warping. So what we can do first is we can make it a lower arc. So the arc will be at the bottom, and we can adjust it to make it bigger or to make it smaller and invert it like that. We can make it a shell lower, so it kind of goes out like that. We can squeeze it, and this is my favorite, we can twist it, so it kind of looks like it's in a kind of psychedelic dream, which is the one I was looking for. So there you go. It's quite a cool kind of look, and we can change the color of it, so you can jazz it up with a different color. We can make the background here another color. So I'll go to the brush tool, go here, maybe a kind of yellowy color. I'm not sure. It actually works quite well. We cover this whole tool here. There is easier ways. For example, you can use this. Oh, oh no, I've got the wrong one. There you go. So yeah, so and the world's your oyster. So you can make this bigger now, so it's just an object in itself, and you can edit it as well. So it is still editable, which is really cool, and that's one of the reasons why I love Photoshop. It's so powerful with its processing that yeah, even after you do something quite cool like this, you can still edit it. You can still pull it around. You can even change the warp. You don't need it to stay warped, so you can go back here and change the warp, so you can make the twist stronger. You can make it inflate. You can do, the world is your oyster. A flag, which is that's quite a nice one. So it's still kind of still kind of legible. There you go. And then after that, you can do whatever you want. You can add some shadows to it. You can do whatever you please. Like I said, the world really is your oyster when it comes to Photoshop. And there you go, really simple. We went from just a blank canvas, and in a couple of minutes we've made this cool text effect. So that is it for today's tutorial. If you want to learn even more about Photoshop, I have a back catalogue on the YouTube channel already. I will tag some videos down below. But I'll also be making a lot more smaller tutorials on individual bits of Photoshop, and then maybe going into others like Illustrator, Adobe XD, Adobe Lightroom, and the whole thing. So thank you for watching us today. Please make sure you like the video, comment below suggestions, comment below questions, and we'll answer them as best as we can. And yeah, make sure you subscribe to our channel for more details. So without further ado, I'm going to go make tea, and I'll see you in the next video.